Now, in this session, we are going to deal with the interesting topic that is called how to do smart reading. Reading fast is not reading smart. Okay, reading quickly does not mean that we are doing a smart reading. Smart reading something is different than reading quickly or flipping through the pages. In this lesson, we are going to understand the components of reading well and reading smart. As I have said, reading quickly or reading fast is not as reading smart. Okay, these are two different things. Okay, one of the smart readings components would be this: read articles and then books. That is a smart move, I would say. When I was looking at my thesis, and I have read a lot of books, but very little. Um, I have covered very few articles. I regret for that. Okay, but however, I'm just encouraging you. Okay, I have learned from my mistake. Now I don't want you to learn by you making your own mistakes. Okay, but you just learn from my mistake. Read articles than books. I'm not saying, I'm not minimizing the need of reading the books. There will be a time. But in this master's level, for a small research paper, okay, research paper with the size of 1600 to 1800 words, you are expected at least to consult with five books and five good articles, or at least I would say three, four books, but six or seven good articles. You see the size, the difference in the size of articles and the books. Articles, usually they have minimum 4 to maximum 17 or 18 pages, whereas even the smallest book will have more than 50 pages, right? And the books go to the size of this, this big. That is Christian Theology by Millard Erickson. And you look at this book called Systematic Theology by Paul Tillich. And, you see, um, Christian Theology by Alistair McGrath. And these books have two columns in a page, right? So actually, in fact, the size of the original size of the book is double the size of what it looks like now. So that is book. But you have kind of a, let's say, in cards, in order to come up with a good research paper, how many days, what is the duration, what is the luxury of time you have? Hardly 2 weeks. Okay, hardly 2 weeks. You will not be able to cover the entire book. But provided if you know how to do the smart reading, you can also do the job. So also, if you understand the idea, the dynamics of reading articles more than books, you will be able to write your research paper well. So when you go for reading a book, read book reviews, then go to read the book itself. So, reading reviews, the scholars are out there waiting for the publication of new books. As soon as the books are arrived to the market, they will pick it up and they will read and they will do the job for you and they will submit their reviews. And the good introduction to read a book would be reading a review of the book. Okay, let's move on. What would be called smart reading? You remember those three criteria? Always keep that in mind. Okay. In the process of smart reading, keep that these three elements. What is the problem? What is the proposal? What is the process? Okay. In cards, when you are assigned to read some materials that is required reading material, I would say don't be too smart to do smart reading. I would say do the reading. Read all required reading material, word by word, okay, sentence by sentence. Because smart reading is not word by word reading. I will talk about that. Now, before you happen to read the required reading word by word, in other words, for your research, you don't have a luxury to read word by word because for your research, the reading would be, it's not required reading, but however, you are expected to read more than what we have said as a required reading. Required reading is separate, okay? But for your research paper, you will be reading, you will be expanding your understanding about the given topic, right? On the given topic. So before you read word by word, you may want to do a smart reading. How do you do it? Like, okay, here is another book, okay, by Paul Tillich himself. That is What is Religion? So read the title, okay, and then read cover pages. This is what and all is written here, and the back cover as well. And if you see flip side of the cover, you may have some more information as well. So read those things. Okay, read cover pages, read forward, and read appreciation about that book. Okay, sometimes look at there, you have a small paragraph that also gives you a summary of that book, or the goal, or the main purpose of the book. So read the title, read the cover pages, and then go to read the table of contents. Okay, this is reading the table of contents. Okay, you are able to see that, don't you? Okay, I stopped. Did I stop sharing?
You can see. Yeah, so
Oh, I stopped sharing,
yeah,
but now you can see. Okay, that's good.
yeah, I can see.
Oh. So when you okay, that's good. So when you look at this content, it tells you, right? Gives you a quick overview about what is going to come. And sometimes when you open a big book, okay, comparatively, this is a small book. But when you open a big book like this, because in the Bible, but you read the content very quickly, okay, you read the content very quickly, and you go to that particular chapter where your theme, where your topic is discussed. Okay, so that is very important. So content, looking at the content gives you that benefit. You come to know where exactly your material is given. Okay, that is very important. As we have been saying that, read the title carefully, read the cover pages carefully, read table of content carefully. Then you also have the subheadings inside the headings. Okay, one of the good things about Alistair McGrath's book would be he would be kind of a first he will give a table of content. Let me take this to you. Okay, content. Then he gives you a detailed content sometimes. Okay, detailed content. uh, Detailed table of contents actually. That also gives you, great benefit, gives you a good clue that where exactly your material is lying, where exactly you need to go and read. And also, if you look at the next thing, that will be index, right? What is index? Go to index. Every every book has index. Most of the books, I would say. If you look at the last pages of any books, you have index. Index of themes, index of authors, okay, even index of Bible references. You see? Index. Now I would like to know about what Alistair McGrath talks about Augustine. Okay, how can I find what Alistair McGrath talks about Augustine? The simple thing would be, okay, Augustine on Trinity. Let's narrow it down. So straight away, I'll go back here. I'll look for the name called Augustine. Okay, okay, let's find Augustine. Where is Augustine? Okay, you see here, this one, Augustine of Hippo, right? So this is a good tool, is nice, you know. He just tells me even the page number where I can read about Augustine, right? So I can read about Augustine in pages number 11 to 12 and 12, 252, 429 to 430. Wow, look at that. Almost he gives hundreds of reference here, hundreds of pages where actually name Augustine is mentioned. So it gives me a clear guidance where I have to exactly go, right? So look for the theme even in the index. Look for the author's name in the index. Even look for the scripture portion. What actually Alistair McGrath talks about John 3:16. If at all he talks about 3:16 at all. Okay, so in order to find that out, quickly you can go to the biblical index there, and you can see under the John whether 3:16 is covered or not. If he covers 3:16, definitely that will be there, and you can go to the page number and you can find his idea about John 3:16. See, that is the nice tool that we should be able to use it. Okay, a few more things, then we are free to go. Then you read introduction, then conclusion. Then you read the introduction and the conclusion of a book or of an article. By now, you should be able to get the big picture of what the article is about, what the book is about, right? And while you are doing this process, make sure that you are asking the problem, proposal, and thesis, problem, proposal, and process question as well. Okay. So I hope you will pick up a small article today and try to give a smart reading. Also, try to use these three criteria: problem, proposal, and process.